McLaren just delivered the most anticlimactic moment of the 2025 Formula One season. At Monza, they intervened in the battle between Oscar Piastri and Lando Norris in a way that may have turned the title fight into the most boring in recent history. Was it tactically correct? Yes. Was it good for the team harmony? Probably. Was it devastating for the spectacle and the fans? Absolutely. I'm Gridmaster, and if you want to understand how one driver's supernatural coldness might be defining the most strategic championship in years, stick around because I will review a new angle for the title fight. For the first time since 2016, two teammates are waging a battle for the world title separated by just a few points. Oscar Piastri leads with 324 points, and Lando Norris chases with 293 points. That's only a 31-point difference. It should be epic, it should be electrifying. Let's remember Rosberg versus Hamilton, Vettel versus Webber, and 2007 Hamilton versus Alonso. It was pure carnage. But we're witnessing something unique, a battle where emotional intelligence might be overcoming pure passion. And Monza was the perfect laboratory to understand the mentalities that could decide this title. If you want to decode the minds of both McLaren drivers, hit the like button now and let's dive into this psychological analysis that's dividing the fans. At Monza, Piastri did something few champions would do, and it might have sealed his fate. Let's get to the facts. Norris was running in second place behind Verstappen for practically the entire race. McLaren's strategy of waiting for a safety car or red flag simply didn't work. During the pit stop, they made an error with the front left tire that delayed Lando. The result? Piastri, who stopped earlier, emerged ahead of Norris on pure merit. Up to this point, pure Formula One. Whoever makes mistakes pays the price. McLaren had given Norris a guarantee. If Piastri stopped first, they would ensure Lando returned to his original position. And here's where the controversy begins. Piastri complied with the order without drama. In the post-race conference, he reinforced the team's decision but was also surgical and pushed to talk about the incident. Quote, "The radio call kind of says enough, but here is the crucial point. With a 34-point advantage, he coldly calculated that giving up 3 points was less risky than creating internal chaos at McLaren. Andrea Stella justified the decision by talking about strategy for either hypothetical safety cars or red flags. It was the right thing to do, as both McLaren drivers praised the necessity to protect the team as a whole. Even Max Verstappen mocked the situation on the radio, but Piastri's reaction reveals something beyond fairness. He trusts his own skills so much that he let the team spirit prevail. Piastri may have made the smartest or the riskiest decision of the season. Piastri's decision at Monza wasn't submission, it was a bold statement of confidence. He just said, "Yeah, whatever, you can take 3 points from me, I will recover that and more in the next races." But who is Oscar Piastri really? His trajectory is that of a talent who never accepts limitations. Formula 3 champion in 2020, Formula 2 champion in 21, absolute domination in the junior categories. He arrived at McLaren in 2023 after the legal drama with Alpine, where he showed he won't accept being underestimated. In 2023, his debut season, he already showed signs of something special. In 2024, he conquered the first victory in Hungary and finished 4th in the championship. But most impressive was his ability to absorb information like a sponge. While Norris shone under the spotlight as McLaren's heir apparent, Piastri operated in the shadows, observing, analyzing, evolving with every lap. The Spa-Francorchamps race in 2025 was the perfect example. He studied how Verstappen overtook him in the sprint race and applied the same tactic against Norris in the main race. This highlights Piastri as a true learning machine. His evolution in qualifying was frightening. In 24, this was his biggest weakness against Lando. In 25, he completely turned the tables. Moreover, his overtakes became surgical, ice-cold, and precise with millimetric timing, confusing even the reigning 4-time world champion Max Verstappen at the Miami Grand Prix. This makes Piastri a predator who thinks 5 moves ahead, beyond the world title for 25, down to 26, and the following years with the regulation change. Could it cost him the 2025 title? Without a doubt. But he has something few drivers possess, the ability to make rational decisions under extreme pressure. And that could be a spectacular advantage in the season's final stretch. On the other McLaren seat, Norris carries the weight of being the chosen one, and it might be costing him dearly. Lando Norris is the definition of a prodigy. He arrived at McLaren in 2019 at 19 years old as Britain's great promise. 6 seasons later, at 25, he's a veteran and the face of the team. Extremely fast, charismatic, with years of experience building the car alongside the team. His McLaren trajectory is one of constant growth. He started as Carlos Sainz's supporting actor and developed into the natural leader when the Spaniard left. In 22 and 23, he established himself as one of the grid's best, and in 2024 he conquered his first victory in Miami and consistently put some pressure on Max Verstappen for the title fight last year. But 2025 brought a different pressure, being the title favorite, and something happened mid-season that nobody expected. A series of unexplainable errors, questionable decisions under pressure, clear signs of a psychological breakdown made the paddock question whether he had the mentality necessary to crown world champion. The Canadian GP ended tragically for the title contender, with a silly crash while trying to overtake Piastri, taking Norris out of the race and nearly ruining the team weekend. Then came redemption. Silverstone was magical performance. Victory at home under maximum pressure, showing he had found his mental fortress. He followed with another triumph in Hungary, seeming to have exorcised his demons. Even after the devastating mechanical failure in Zandvoort that almost took him out of the fight, he responded with a superior qualifying performance to Piastri in the next weekend in Monza. The second place in the Italian Grand Prix may have brought him back into the fight, reducing the gap to 31 points. Norris has pure speed and team experience, but he carries the weight of being the chosen one for years. The question is, how will he react when pressure increases and every point becomes a matter of life and death? The numbers show balance, but the mentality reveals the true favorite. Let's look at the numbers. In 16 races, Piastri has accumulated 324 points against Norris, 293. Piastri has 7 victories and 14 podiums. Norris has 5 victories and 13 podiums. The difference is small, but reveals crucial patterns. Piastri has been a model for consistency and intelligence, the rising star who doesn't make silly mistakes. Norris oscillates between brilliant performances and moments of fragility and excessive self-depreciation, the classical veteran under pressure. In qualifying, Piastri outperformed Norris in 9 out of 16 races, a total reversal from last season that shows his frightening capacity for evolution. But here is the crucial point. A single DNF from Piastri could gas up this battle, and with his strategical confidence, he might be underestimating how quickly 31 points can turn to smoke. For comparison, in 2016, Hamilton and Rosberg fought a war until the last race. Rosberg won by just 5 points through pure consistency, even being considered inferior to Sir Lewis Hamilton, a 7-time world champion. Sometimes coldness overcomes raw talent. If we had to bet today, it would be on emotional intelligence. Historically, contested championships are decided by mental resistance and the ability to deliver under maximum pressure. And here we have 2 fascinating profiles: the experienced prodigy veteran versus the rising star with supernatural coldness. Piastri has something rare: the ability to think strategically even when falling behind. Monza proved this. He sacrificed a second-place finish thinking about the entire championship. Is this champion mentality or overconfidence? We will only know in the next 8 races. Norris has the experience and knows every McLaren secret. He showed at Silverstone that he can recover from psychological crisis, but he also showed he can crumble under extreme pressure. If I had to bet today, it would be on Piastri, not for emotion but for calculated coldness. His ability to make intelligent, rational decisions under crossfire could be devastating for his opponent when errors become fatal. But the beauty of Formula 1 also lies in the unpredictable. With 8 races remaining, including Interlagos where absolute chaos reigns, Piastri coldness could be tested in ways he can't even imagine. One thing is certain: we are witnessing the birth of a new star against the consolidation of mature talent, and that by itself is worth the spectacle. And checkered flag of an analysis that reveals much more than numbers. So, do you believe in Piastri's strategic coldness, or in Norris' experience and speed? Comment below, is Piastri's confidence genius or arrogance that could cost him the title? If you enjoyed this analysis of the McLaren drivers' profiles, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Every week I bring analyses that go beyond numbers and dive into the Formula One world. Hit the notification bell because this final stretch promises to test the mental limits of both McLaren drivers in a way we can't even imagine yet. Thanks everyone, see you next time and keep those engines revving.